all set here. 3, 2. I still haven't figured it. I still am not learning this thing. Anyways, hello and welcome to the Irresponsible Comic Book Podcast. My name is Evan. I'm the producer here at this whack show that we run, and this is my buddy Dylan. He's our resident expert, and this is Wildcard William. We're here today to talk about Peacemaker Episode 8. It's the finale. It's cow or whatever. Horrible finale. The worst show I've ever seen.
Everyone should have died.
Yeah, exactly. Realistically, everyone should have died there, and it's fucking great. Everyone lived, and no, the butterflies all died, but it was great. Let's where do we want to start here? Because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of broken, fractured relationships. We start with Adebayo and Peacemaker still not wanting to talk to each other in the car ride, and Vigilante's sitting there rocking out and having a good time or whatever, and then they start fighting, and Vigilante gets mad because he's like, "Oh man, we've had such a good car ride, and now you guys are fighting," and there's been tension the whole time. And he doesn't recognize it.
I think if I'm correct, all the songs that have been in the show have been actual 1980s hair bands.
Yeah.
I believe this song that was at the start of this episode was actually by a band called Steel Panther.
Steel Panther.
Who are a current hair band.
Oh, interesting. Let's know.
Well, if you know, director James Gunn likes to put in his '80s rock music no matter what show he does.
He loves his music. He's great about it.
Mm-hmm.
So the opening song to the intro is done by Wigwam, and it's called "Do You Want to Taste It?"
They sounded like Steel Panther. That's kind of why I was.
Oh, interesting. It's not them.
No.
Who is it?
Well, you just said Wigwam.
Oh, oh, that's Wigwam too? Oh, okay. Interesting.
Well, didn't you just say it was?
Well, no. That's the one to the show intro that they do every week. So they dropped the song "Do You Want to Taste It?"
It is Steel Panther.
Okay, good. Yeah, I figured. I was
If
wait a minute.
Really, really love me.
Yeah.
It's what the song title is.
Nice. Are we allowed to play it?
Careful.
We'll see. I think we're okay. The intro.
I stopped it. I only did a second.
I know. Anything more than 2 seconds in YouTube flags and is no. So
we're doing it for peace. So we're doing it for peace.
That's true. We're doing it for peace and love.
So it is Steel Panther.
Interesting.
Wigwam. Do you want to taste it?
Do You Want to Taste It was written 13 years ago, or released 13 years ago, and it's now finally hit number 1 on the charts as of yesterday or today. It is number 1. So that shows you how much influence this show has. Even though, we've been doing the reviews for this show, and it hasn't gotten a lot of attention on our channel compared to some of the other projects we've covered. But
Correct.
It has a lot of influence, and people are loving the show. So I don't know what it's done to our channel, but why you guys hate it, but we love it.
We don't.
So Adebayo and Peacemaker are fighting in the van on the way to get to the cow. But then they get there, and Peacemaker's I don't care, we're just gonna have to finish this and do whatever it takes, kind of thing. But he's willing to work with them as long as they can end it. And then they get there, and their plan is to blow up the barn, have it cave in on the cow, and then they're going to use Eagly to drop the sonic boom helmet that killed the first butterfly that we saw. Drop that on the barn to blow it up and cave it all in. Except Eagly decides to not drop it on the barn. He drops it somewhere in the middle of the forest, and it's voice activated, so they had a little speaker in it. But then they have to go search for it in the forest, and they all kind of split up to go look for it. Ultimately, they find it. Chris has a weird PTSD moment where he is imagining his father in the forest, and he's "You can't shoot me. they'll all hear that," and it's all in his head. But he's like, you can't
That's
shoot
why I'm
me.
using the blowgun, you dick.
Yeah, he's like, that's why I'm using this blowgun. And he blows it, hits the tree, and Hardcore comes around the corner. Is like, Chris, what are you doing? And he's like, huh? What? And then all of a sudden, there's a glimmer out of the leaves next to him, and she's like, oh my god, no way. And they find the helmet. So the new plan is to send Diebeard into the middle of the barn.
I like to call him Eskimo.
Oh, that's such a good, like...
That whole scene is so funny because you'd think that, you know, they'd notice it's a different random guy, you know? Like, they've been super calculated. Sophie and Goff have, like, been super invested in this plan and, like, making sure everything goes perfect.
Well, actually, wait, was it Sophie that was interrogating? No, it was the other guy.
No, well, Sophie was the one that had Goff.
Yeah, Sophie.
Yeah.
Sophie
was
Goff.
already downstairs. Sophie was already down. Was Sophie already down there?
She was already down there.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
downstairs.
it was the other guy. It was the other guy.
Yeah,
her
partner
Her
cop.
partner, yeah.
But you'd think that, like,
get it right.
You'd think that, like, any and all of the butterflies would be on high alert completely, and that, like, they'd notice the bodies that people
was around.
Yeah, the people. So, like, just the fact that, like, they don't catch that is so funny to me. So, like, their whole plan is, like, don't let anybody in that isn't a butterfly. And then, like, they question him and ask him why he dyes his beard. The whole sequence is, like...
Well, that was after he came back after dropping off the helmet.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is after.
Yeah.
That is after.
But, like, that whole sequence is so good. He's like, well, because, really, he just didn't think that anybody would notice. But
Until
he's too cheap and
recently.
he's grossly underpaid.
It was somewhat funny. It's like more like a reason why, you know, that's how like his character became pretty much.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. You're right.
Yeah, it was amazing. That like whole like dialogue, like.
Yeah, he basically just wrecks himself, knowing that everybody else can hear it on the other end, and then they go, "Wow, we're sorry. We didn't mean to make you feel that way." He's like, "Fuck you guys." So.
He didn't say "fuck you guys." He said pretty much, "Yeah, that's yeah." So
He said something
I
along the
fucking time
lines.
up here. So what?
Amazon just dropped off a package.
Amazon.
It was pretty much. This video sponsored by. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Amazon Prime.
Oh my!
Make sure
And
that you
Dr.
spend
Pepper.
$5 a month on our streaming.
on our streams. You can subscribe for free with Twitch Prime.
Yeah, Twitch Prime. Make sure you follow Chillberg.
Chillberg.
Twitch Prime.
HTTPS /
Or use that
www.
to download free games with Prime Gaming.
You can do that as well.
Yeah, don't give away the free stuff to some nobody. I'm just kidding.
What? A nobody?
I'm kidding.
I'm the host of the show.
He has ads on his
Yeah, I'm a
his stuff.
I'm a Twitch affiliate,
I
dude.
know.
I'm a Twitch affiliate. That's right.
He's legit.
Yeah, if you want to avoid watching ads on my streams, you can subscribe with Twitch Prime. Anyways,
I don't think I've ever seen an ad on yours, but like my girlfriend definitely saw an ad on yours.
Oh, interesting.
Whoa.
I don't think I'm subscribed for you though. Like I know I'm subscribed, but I'm
you're
not like
following. Interesting.
I'm not giving you money every month because
No.
you know I'm
No,
giving
you
you
don't.
money other ways.
Yeah, you're giving me the goods. I won't say anything else other than that. Anyways, so Diebeard ends up making it out and has that weird interaction where he complains about people not caring about his beard, and then I think his actual like name in the script and on IMDb and everything is he's listed as like the Cool Kyle or something like that.
What?
That's the character who finds the bag. Like his name is Cool Kyle or something like that. Or no, Cool Steve. That's his character name. That's what he's credited as. So Cool Steve finds the bag and brings it up and he's like, "Hey, that guy," which I don't know how he knows it's him, but he goes, "That guy just left this down here." And then they use the voice. Yeah.
I mean, he's probably found like he was like the last one to come out of the bar. It's like, "Hey, you left that there." It's like, oh.
I don't know. I just think it's funny because like it could have been anybody, but he just is like that guy. He's the one person who notices that guy's not with us. So
I mean, they're all pretty. He probably. I mean, the smart one's probably like already recognizing. Okay, you know,
yeah,
There's this many people, like this last person
Yeah.
to come out.
Well, he didn't see him ever. That's the thing. Like
Or
nobody.
did
He didn't see him. He was downstairs loading stuff up and like building things. So like he just like took a guess. He just was like that guy over there.
Or did he? Or did he?
No, he did. He did.
No.
It was all
No.
a guess. So, but anyways, then they use the voice activated command to say, activate Sonic Boom, and blows him up. It doesn't matter. Cool Steve's dead. Regardless if he knew or not, he's dead. He gets blown up. The barn starts collapsing.
No, not yet. Remember he gets attacked first. Remember?
Well, it like initially breaks down a little bit, but actually no.
Divebeard gets attacked before they activate it because they kind of panic a little because Autobot drops the walkie-talkie.
That's right. Yeah, they're chasing him already, but then they blow it up, and then the rest of them keep chasing him, and then a couple. I guess it's just only Sophie who is like, no, the cow, and like she goes down underneath, and then they launch a full scale attack trying to go save him, and they start killing all the butterflies. It's a crazy action scene. It's basically Harcourt and Peacemaker versus all these butterflies, and they're kicking ass. Adebayo's staying back because she was ordered to do so, and Economos ultimately makes it back there as well. And then they continue, obviously, blowing up the rest of the barn and collapsing everything. Then it's like a mix of that and the battle, and then ultimately Harcourt, I think, tells Chris to go down after Sophie, and she's like, we got it up here or whatever, and Chris follows her down and then falls through the floor and gets trapped underneath a bunch of the stuff in the barn.
Or before we go down, so let's just talk about this scene of how that's we can have. We saw how they. I know we talked about how they all killed the butterflies, but how about the way they just pretty much annihilate them like nothing, and the way he brought out his Peacemaker shield that we saw.
Oh shit, yeah. So
You're skipping out the most important part here, Evan.
No, I'm not. The shield's just a shield, but yeah, no. So
Shield.
The shield is cool. It's just not. It's not that cool.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like it's just a shield. I don't think he even. Yeah. So he has like
it's
a
not
shield.
like it's made out of vibranium.
Yeah, it's not made out of vibranium. Yeah, no, so he runs out like with a shield. I guess Vigilante's there too. I didn't mention that, but it's like those three, and Vigilante and Hardcore stay up. I'm pretty sure Vigilante gets shot. Right? That's how he ends up going down. Vigilante goes down, and then Hardcore gets beat up by one of the butterflies or something like that. Or she gets shot too. No, she gets shot too. Yeah, that's right. She does get shot.
Basically, everybody got shot.
Yeah, and so then
Adebayo
Adebayo
starts, or not Hardcore. Adebayo starts running in.
Yeah.
Once she sees that everybody's started to go down.
Yep.
And shows off her dual wielding gun ability.
Yeah, she's a badass. She just starts shooting everybody. She takes the rest of the butterflies out. And while that's all happening, there's like one of the butterflies that like has survived and climbed out of one of the bodies is like trying to make its way into Adebayo or into Harcourt, and Adebayo like rips it out of her and shoots it. And Chris is like still trapped underneath.
Yeah, it was the butterfly was trying to go into Hardcore, not into Adebayo.
Yeah. Into Hardcore because she was knocked, not like unconscious, but knocked out.
She was hurt. She was pretty much hurt. She was like, oh shit.
She got shot like 5 times.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, that's a lot of bullets to take. So then Harcourt basically says, go down and help him. Instead of like trying to get her help, she is like caring more about the mission because she knows how like critical it is to stop the butterflies here and now before they teleport it out. And they still have, obviously they don't know the situation. It's not assessed down there. Chris is not responding to comms at this point because he's trapped underneath a bunch of stuff, knocked out as well. And then it cuts down to the basement as Adebayo's kind of going down there, and she is like tracking him on the phone because she has a tracker on the helmet. And so she gets to him and like starts pulling things out of the rubble, and you see Chris like trapped underneath, seeing like people move stuff, and he gets a hand handed to him and pulled out, and it's not Adebayo, it's Sophie. Sophie rips him out. And
Sophie slashed off.
Yeah, Goff Sophie. I don't know a good way to name her.
Goofy.
Sophie.
Goofy.
That's a good one.
Goofy. That's not goofy at all. But anyways, Goofy. Yeah,
Soph?
Goofy. Sophie. Soph. I guess Soph kind of works.
It's
That's
Soph or Goff or Goofy.
I like Goofy better.
Hashtag Goofy.
Is that dumb or no?
No, I
Anyways,
mean, it's dumb, but it's
oh yeah,
it's in a
It's not-
TV show that's silly. So
that's true.
Hashtag.
Goofy pulls him out from underneath the rubble, and fights him briefly. Peacemaker just is like, "Ah, no, I gotta kill you," sort of thing, and then she pins him up against the wall. And she's like, "I'm not here to hurt you. I want to show you something." And
Listen to me.
and she's like, "I need your help with this." And he's like, "Okay, what the fuck?" And so she drags him in to the outside room, and just as that's kind of happening, she like lets him down, and they walk around the corner, and then Adebayo pops out of nowhere, and she has the human torpedo helmet on, and she goes, "Activate human torpedo," and then just flies into the fucking wall and crashes. And then like Peacemaker walks by and is just kind of like,
skull, or at least a broken neck.
I don't know
She
how
would have
she's
been dead.
yeah, she realistically she should be dead. Yeah, but
Exactly.
so
Chris is like, I told you that helmet
he's like,
was stupid.
it's just a prototype, and she's like incapacitated, and they turn the corner. He's just kind of like looking at her like, what were you thinking? And so
Well,
then
he like said he said something to her like to. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like a condescending
yeah.
like remark.
Yeah, it was also along the lines of like, I told you that wasn't gonna work. Like that's really dumb of you, sort of thing. And so then he goes in and he sees the cow, and they ask him to teleport, and Goffy gives this long description over why she like wanted him to help, and why she knew that he wanted peace in the same way, and why she should like just trying to convince him to help mostly.
And like, she said that's how she got Judo Master to join them.
Yeah.
And then once she's actually able to like say her thing, like Peacemaker will join her.
Yeah, exactly.
But what happens?
So what happens is
Adebayo stands up again.
Well, yeah, Adebayo stands back up and says something to Chris, and Chris is like having flashbacks about Keith, his brother, and ultimately it seems like he's gonna help them, and he's like, yeah, I got
like
you.
the ultimate twist, like, oh my god, he's turning to the dark side.
And so then he goes, it just out of nowhere kind of just goes, "I'm sorry," and like whips out his gun and like turns and shoots the police captain, and then turns and shoots Sophie, and then he just says, "Activate human torpedo," and sends Adebayo straight into the cow, killing it.
No, wait, doesn't he say activate human torpedo before he shoots her?
I think it's shooting and then activate human.
Yeah.
No, wait. No,
that was the other way.
He does activate the human torpedo, then he shoots her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
They
guess you're
start
right.
attacking him.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah,
I'm always right.
It's no, you're good. No, we're just making sure we got it right. So yeah, then the cow gets killed. Sophie dies, but the bug is inside of her. The butterfly is still alive inside of her. And honestly, the speech that they gave was pretty compelling. Like I was pretty convinced that he was about to switch, and like they were, playing off like, hey, we destroyed our own planet, sort of thing. Like we're trying to like help you from making the same mistake. Yeah, like we're just trying to help. Like we're not here to like destroy your world. We're here to help bring peace to your world, to keep it from being destroyed, sort of thing. And so he kind of, it made sense that he, like, that's the decision he's gonna make. And I don't even think he knows really why he made the decision not to. He just, like, for whatever reason, felt like maybe he felt like they're trying to convince him to help in the same sort of way, and like be under their control in the same way his dad controlled him for his entire life. And he just decided, no, I need to make my own decisions, and like this is not how humans should live. This is not how people should be underneath the control of others, because it didn't work for me. That's the best guess I can give as to why he chose to ultimately not help them, because it seemed like he was gonna otherwise.
Well,
maybe.
Well, they kind of touched on it at the end of the episode, well, middle end-ish episode, where Peacemaker is like, "Did I make the right decision?" And the Adebayo is like, "Well,
Yes.
I think you did, because
Yeah.
you allowed us to have the decision to choose."
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the whole thing that they were doing, because Peacemaker felt like he didn't have the decision to choose.
Yeah.
Like the whole show.
Yeah.
And like his dad was like doing everything and telling him how to do, like, live his life, like, until he joined the Task Force X, and now during Task Force X, like, he was told, like, during the Suicide Squad movie, like, this is what you're gonna do.
This is your mission.
Like,
yeah.
so on and so forth. And like the whole thing is like him realizing that he can make his own decisions.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the thing, like, it ended the way it did, because he's like, no, I'm gonna make my own choice. Like, I'm not gonna get told by this butterfly what to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're right.
So it's a little rebellious at that point, but like, it kind of made sense. Like, it was him rebelling against somebody telling him what to do.
Yeah. That's pretty core to his character. So.
Yes.
But yeah, ultimately, so he kills the cow, kills the butterflies, aside from Goff, and then they go upstairs. He picks up Harcourt, and they have this wide shot of them walking away victorious, and then all of a sudden you see some lightning, which is the
Justice League.
the fuck moment of the week, where the Justice League shows up.
4
And
members.
it's not the whole Justice League.
Nope.
We can talk a little
Flash.
bit about why later, but
No. We remembered yet.
Superman.
Wonder Woman.
Was it Wonder Woman or was it Batman?
no, it's
It was-
Wonder Woman.
It was Wonder Woman? Okay.
Yeah, and so the characters.
No, Batman would not wear, shirtless woman outfit like that.
I only saw the silhouette, and I
Yeah.
was watching it on my phone, like, in the middle of the daylight.
yeah.
So it was hard to see the silhouette.
Yeah, so we got Superman, Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman. They all show up, and it's confirmed by the actors who played the stunt doubles that it's Henry Cavill's version of Superman, because he was wearing that version of the suit, and Gal Gadot's version of Wonder Woman. Batman and Cyborg were not included for Warner Brothers' particular reasoning. That there's a lot of rumors going around that Ben Affleck might no longer be playing Batman. We can talk about those if we want, but it is what it is.
I mean,
And
they already made a new movie, so everyone knew.
yeah,
Well, he needs his own solo movie. Really?
He does, but I don't think he's not gonna do it though. I don't think he's not gonna do it.
I think there's
No,
probably
After the whole Justice League Snyder cut and all that stuff, I don't think he's not gonna do it anymore.
yeah. He's come out to Ben Affleck himself has come out and said that he's no longer wanting to play Batman. Like publicly has made this statement. In my heart, I really hope that it's a misdirect and he's leading everybody on to be like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this. But then really is committed to it. They've been playing hit or miss on whether or not Henry Cavill's coming back. Now it seems as if he definitely will. So there's hope that like maybe this is just a misdirect like they were doing with him for so many years. They never gave him a Man of Steel 2 date. And kind of danced around his filming stuff with the Snyder, with the actual Justice League film that Joss Whedon filmed. So, yeah, I don't know exactly how that'll all play out. But then obviously Cyborg's missing too because of how Warner Brothers has handled the situation with Ray Fisher. So
Henry Cavill is like a great Superman, though.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's great. He's perfect.
I mean, and he's a nerd.
He's the guy. He's the guy.
And he's a monster hunter.
Yeah, he is.
He's,
Yeah.
He's a Witcher.
He's a gamer.
Yeah.
The Witcher is Superman.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Spoilers.
Oh my gosh. Wow. This is crazy. Anyways, so
He's
then
immortal. That's why.
it's just true. So the ultimate reveal is, Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa are both there on the set.
Actually there.
And
Yeah.
Peacemaker says, go back home and fuck some fish to Aquaman, and
he says you're late, you assholes.
Yeah. Well, he says that first. He goes, "You're late, assholes," and then he tells Aquaman to go back home and fuck some fish. And
Aquaman's like, man, I wish that rumor wasn't would stop circulating.
Yeah,
and it's not a rumor. It's not a rumor.
Yeah,
Ezra's like, it's not a rumor.
And then
Fuck
he goes,
you, Barry.
Fuck you, Barry. And a lot of people are up in arms on Twitter that I've seen about, oh, they shouldn't say bad words. The Justice League shouldn't say that. It's like, well, this is the world we're living in. This is the Justice League of this universe that we're getting.
You can't say that any of the Justice League members wouldn't cuss at each other off screen.
Except
did anyone not see the Snyder
Suits.
cut? Batman did say, "I will fucking kill you" to the Joker.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It was it was cut out though of the actual film, but he.
It was in the Snyder cut.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't. Was it even in the actual? Oh, I guess it was. Yeah, in the actual Snyder cut.
It was in the 4-hour-long Snyder cut.
I thought it was because they did a bunch of different takes of that. I didn't remember. I've seen all of them, so I didn't know if that was.
They did a bunch of with Leto and Affleck were separate. They had their own they had their own separate thing because of the pandemic at that time.
Yeah, they kept doing little back and forth between them though. So I didn't remember if that was the real one, but yeah, it's a pretty dark universe. It's a dark universe, and I think. That part of this opens the door for it to stay that way with this series and how successful it's been ratings wise and how many people have loved it. I think this just kind of opens the door for DC to stay as the darker half of the Marvel or of the comic book world, and Marvel to be the light side, the yin and the yang.
That's how it should be anyways though.
Yeah.
I believe it already has been like that if you think about it, because most of DC's stories is really dark.
Yeah.
If you think about it,
well, at least
besides Batman, there's always been dark endings to some of the comic books for DC side.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Generally speaking, Superman usually has a pretty light story. Yeah. But that's just because he's Superman.
Yeah. And plus, most of Batman's series are pretty dark as well. Yeah.
100%.
So DC's has always been on the whole dark edge side of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did try to do some weird stuff,
the Josh Whedon version of the Snyder Cut was more jokey and less dark toned and super vibrant for no reason. The sky was orange in the little shell or casing that they did for the dome, and they dimmed it down obviously a lot in the Snyder Cut, but everything was yeah. And then even when the collision happened and things were blown up or whatever, the truck scene from the Josh Whedon version where instead it's Barry running around creating the speed, it's him getting a family to safety, which was really weird. That kind of stuff. Yeah, that stuff was they're trying to make it all lighthearted, and it just doesn't work for something as dark as teasing Darkseid.
Warner Brother wanted it. They didn't want to go with Snyder's full version.
Yeah.
They just wanted one movie and then that's it.
Yep, they're whack. They be whack. He had a good idea. Anyways, so then after this battle's ensued, after the Justice League shows up, it cuts to them back at the hospital. We get that line from Adebayo and Chris where they're talking about if he made the right decision. And then Chris tells Adebayo that behind Eagly, don't tell Vidge, but you're my second best friend. And then she's like, okay, whatever. She just kind of looks at him what the fuck is wrong with you? But also thanks, I appreciate it. In the same face somehow. And then it cuts to him him getting approached by a nurse saying that Harcourt is up and moving. She's
no, but wait,
finally awake.
Ask him. Well, don't forget the funny part with Vigilante saying you need a doctor. He's like, no, I'm okay. And also he just straight up just that. He's like
oh yeah.
You let them see my secret identity?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, he's funny, dude. He's great. I really love him. But yeah, so then Harcourt wakes up.
Marry him?
Dude, I will. I would right now. Freddie
Go
Stroma, if
ahead.
you're watching this, please come marry me. Anyways,
I'll get my ordained ministership, and I can ordain you.
really?
It's pretty easy. It's only like 4 hours of classes online.
That's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
There's hope. There's hope.
He's lost all brain cells.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god.
I'm like, wow, this is really gonna
Is this for
happen.
real?
This
Anyways,
is gonna happen.
All right.
sorry,
Like,
I
oh my
just was
God.
daydreaming about him. So,
Oh my.
anyways, so the end of this, Hardcore wakes up and she goes, "Oh, I heard you waited for like 5 days or whatever," and he goes, "Yeah."
2 days. 2 weeks. A few days.
I thought it was like
I think it's 2 weeks.
what?
Yeah. Minimum
my
at least 2 weeks.
God.
Yeah. A few days.
Jesus, he's dedicated. He waited in a
Yeah.
hospital for that long?
Well, she said, I heard you were here every day for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Oh wow, jeez, I thought it was just a couple days. God damn, she was out
You
for a
gotta
minute,
you gotta pay attention, bro.
dude. It's been like a week since I watched this. I watched it
Doesn't
the
matter.
night
You
of
gotta,
at
you
1
gotta
a.m.
remember this by heart,
How
bro.
am I
We're
supposed
trying
to-
to be real here.
Dude, how was I supposed to remember that? I watched it at 1 a.m.
Doesn't matter.
a
You gotta
week
watch
ago.
it again. You gotta refresh yourself. You gotta do this.
I can only take so many notes. Anyways,
No, you're fired.
let's talk about the bigger picture of this. Is that the fact we get season 2? We're getting another season of this. It's been confirmed.
What?
We get more of this. If you we already know that we loved all of us love this series immensely. How do they top it? And what do they even do for a season 2? It's a great question.
Well, I mean, so we didn't really know anything that was going to happen in season 1 as it was.
Yeah.
Like, they kept it pretty close to the vest. There was no real big leaks on what was going to happen.
Nope.
Exactly.
I think we'll probably get some kind of vigilante peacemaker, things. And then we know that, Vigilante's biggest villain
Oh my
is Green Arrow.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is if we had to flip a coin, would we say? I don't think that even played. That's funny. Hold on, this didn't play earlier either. Oops, I had these all hidden. There we go. Flip a coin.
Whoa.
If we had to flip a coin, do we think that he shows up next season? Because they teased
I
him
would think so.
pretty hard.
There's got to be some form of Justice League creation beyond the other movies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that one guy though. I'm gonna say he's not gonna show up. Not yet. though.
Wow.
Not yet.
I don't think we're gonna
If
see
Vigilante ever mentions saying, "Hey, have you ever been to what was it, Star City?"
Star City.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Vigilante might just run off to Star City
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
because he thinks that his cover is blown in wherever they are, Greensburg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
yeah.
those vets saw him, dude. Those
Yeah.
those vet techs are gonna do something about his secret identity for sure.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that big of a stretch to have Peacemaker go off to a big city
True.
No, it wouldn't.
like Star City. I don't think they'd do Metropolis because or Superman's there. I don't think they would do Gotham because Batman. Like,
If you have another Death Wish in Gotham, then go ahead. Go ahead.
but like I think this is how they potentially bring in the live action non-TV show CW'd Green Lantern
Don't you mean Green Arrow?
or Green Arrow.
Yes,
But we do know Green Lantern's coming, so maybe
we do know.
Mm-hmm.
it's got something to do with extraterrestrial stuff too.
It should be.
Mm-hmm.
They
Well,
have-
I mean, season 2 would be some form of continuation of whatever Green Lantern
yeah,
brings in.
that would be true. When does that come out? Do we know? I'm gonna look it up. Really
No, I
quick.
don't think there's a release date for it yet.
No, not yet.
They're filming, I think, right now.
The other thing to
doing
note
something,
is the show that has been on HBO, at least for this season of it, Lois and Clark, has a Green Lantern in it already. John Diggle from the Arrowverse. he got a Green Lantern ring.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
he
yeah,
might-
that was like during the finale, right?
The finale of Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yep,
So
correct,
they
correct.
gave him a Green Lantern ring, and he's not used it yet. He hasn't used it at all. So I think they've been waiting for it. He had in Batwoman. I saw this little clip of him. I don't watch Batwoman. I'm not caught up on it or anything, but I saw a clip
Bother.
of him going to like the I don't know his name even. Is it
What?
Lucille, the African American guy who helps with like his tech?
Oh, Lucius Fox.
Lucius. Okay, I was close. Lucius.
Lucio. That's Negan.
Dude,
That's
it's-
Negan's.
Dude, I don't freaking know. Anyways, Lucius is close,
Oh,
sort of.
Jesus Christ! I'm
Dude,
gonna
it's
break
kind of
my balls
close.
here.
It's kind of close. Okay. Lucius is like returning. I think it's Lucius, or it's like some other character that's the tech person for Batwoman. I want to say it's Lucius though.
Lucius Fox.
He asked Lucius to like look at the box he was given that had the ring in it, and he's like, "Hey, can you figure out what this is, where it came from?" He couldn't figure it out at all. It had organic matter that like wasn't traceable, and then he couldn't get the box open. And he goes, how have you ever gotten this box open? He's like, I don't know, it just opened for me. So it like shows him, obviously that's how he got it, but he's the only one who's able to access his own ring. And I think that they'd probably try and incorporate him into the HBO show, knowing that he's shown up in the CW stuff and that he could be a very prominent figure as Jon Stewart, or John Diggle as he is. But
Yeah,
as
I
a
mean
Green Lantern.
they could unless CW and Warner Bros. Decide to like scrap that idea and say, okay, yeah, he got his ring, but we're not gonna do nothing to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like he's not even going to be the main focus. I think they're doing like the newer Green Lantern duo that they have had in the most recent comics.
The Green Lantern that they're going to have for the TV show that's coming out on HBO is Alan Scott.
They're doing Alan Scott?
Alan Scott.
Really?
Yeah.
That's JLA stuff.
He's going to be Jeremy Irving is the actor.
Interesting.
Irvine.
Hmm.
Going to be the first openly gay superhero.
Yep.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
I didn't realize they were doing Alan Scott. That's weird. I could have sworn they were going to do new stuff. Like the new
There
comic
also
line.
says that they're probably going to have, it says, will join American Horror Story actor Finn Wittrock, who will play Guy Gardner.
Oh, Jesus.
So this might be a Darkest Day
Yikes.
timeline.
Oh, my. Oh, my. That'd be crazy.
I mean, Darkest Day is like the most popular Green Lantern like
Yeah.
series. So like
Zombies.
if they did it and they did it right, it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, it would.
Hopefully they don't
Well, let's hope. We'll
fuck
hope,
it up
we'll
like
hope, we'll hope
Parallax.
for the best. See how they drop the ball on this one.
Hopefully
Maybe they
not.
bring in a certain Ryan.
Oh, God, dude. Don't
to
get my
reprise
hopes
his-
up. Don't get my hopes up.
Reprise his
No.
role as
Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan, yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
Oh, man. Don't get my hopes up. Don't you
Nah.
dare. Well,
He's too busy in the multiverse. What?
well,
Well,
they're going to connect it
they could
eventually.
also just bring in the other Hal Jordan. The guy,
No.
Hal Jordan,
No.
who voices him in,
we want
in,
Ryan. We
the Green
want
Lantern TV show.
Ryan. Nathan?
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, no. I could see it.
But usually, sometimes voice actors don't act well on screen. Sometimes.
Oh, Nathan
Well,
Fillion.
Nathan
knows what he's
Fillion's a
doing.
big non-voice actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's in Firefly.
He's the detachable kid.
Yeah, he was also the detachable kid.
Yep.
Oh, what a good
Which
joke.
I don't know if they would do that then, since he
Oh.
was the detachable kid.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you're right. Anyways,
Dang. Oh wow.
they missed a big opportunity to get him. No, I think they did a good job with the detachable kid. He was a funny punchline. But yeah, we can only hope for good stuff. Green Lantern, Green Arrow coming in the future for DC.
They ever show up?
They have a bunch of movies planned, or hopefully all in the same universe, and we'll have to see what the Flash does later on. I think it's in August or September-ish, but or maybe even November. But hopefully they don't destroy the universe and mess it up too much. Hopefully we get if we're getting a good Flashpoint story, it's good to note that, at least of the 4 that showed up in the Justice League, that you have Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman all in that story that play key big parts. There's a couple other things, if you're going off the Flashpoint movie that they did, the animated one, that there's a couple other pieces that have not been established at all that are very important to that storyline, that they need to get in place. I mean, they have the big key players already set up, but it's a matter of Captain Atom being the big explosion that Barry has to run away from, sort of thing. That you need those pieces in place that they have nothing there for yet. So maybe we get some good big old casting news for that here soon. Obviously we don't have a trailer yet, but DC's got a lot going on, and I think that's a good thing.
Well, let's see here. If they're going to try to do a season 2 of Peacemaker, they could potentially do The Law, because we know there's going to be Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the same Blue Beetle as the Blue Beetle that we're getting.
We are getting that show, I forgot.
But we are getting Blue Beetle, and then the other person in The Law is The Question, which is one of my favorite DC superheroes.
Yeah, he's cool.
People. Judo Master.
Judo Master was a little bit heartbroken after all his precious butterflies were dead.
Yeah, but I mean, he is in The Law. Captain Atom, which we could maybe see a reprise of a former Superman.
Oh.
Nightshade and Sarge Steel.
Oh. Citizen Steel? We have
Sarge
him already.
Steel.
Oh,
Sarge Steel.
So his grandfather. Yeah. We actually haven't. Well, I mean, I guess they don't have to bring the CW actor back, but they have Nick Zano as Citizen Steel. Sergeant Steel is his grandfather, who was a soldier.
Yeah.
But so we already have a couple of the laws.
Yep.
Already in, so at least Judo Master and Peacemaker.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be too hard to kind of have Blue Beetle be Jaime.
Yeah. No, it would not.
If he has some form of relationship with Judo Master, because Judo Master looked like a younger kind of guy.
Yeah, he was a younger kid.
So Jaime and Judo Master maybe somehow know each other.
Yeah.
If they do The Question, that would be really cool. Maybe The Question is the villain / antagonist of the show.
Maybe.
Interesting.
We'll see. We'll see where they go from here. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Bringing up the moral stuff of Peacemaker, and trying to see what's going on and see if he needs to be
submitted to a fucking psychiatric ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. He might.
I mean, The Law seems like probably the closest thing that they're going to do. He was also part of this group called the Shadow Fighters, and Checkmate.
Checkmate. Interesting. I don't think I've heard of Checkmate.
It's a division of Task Force X.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
okay.
they have options pretty much. Is the way
that are just anti-heroes. Who was part of Tech? This. Trying to see who's part of Checkmate. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just a group of people. A division of Task Force X is a fictional operation appeared in American comic books, but DC Comics anti-heroes, Action Comics, Bob proceeded to its own Checkmate, Project Infinite Crisis is a recreation of the United Nations Security Council affiliated agency, and was also given its own series, Checkmate Volume 2.
Nice.
We'll see. We'll see what James Gunn decides to go to. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can count on whatever it being though is it's gonna be good. So
It's probably gonna be great.
yeah.
Yep.
The biggest question though, I think, that we have to kind of roll. Oh, dude, none of these fucking work. Why are none of these active? Roll the dice on. There we go. Are we gonna get a new intro for season 2, or do we
Probably.
stick with the same one? Do we get a new dance number?
I think we might. So, if I was to guess, we would get a whole new intro, whole new song, new dance number.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
That's my hope.
They could keep the song and just do a whole new dance number with whoever is in the show, because that would also kind of work.
Yeah, now that I think about it, some of these characters, actually a majority of these characters are now dead. So it wouldn't really make sense to keep them around. I think that we'll still see like Peacemaker's father showing up, even though he's dead, as like he's gonna keep getting these flashbacks sort of things, and like his dad's
Well, we
gonna
could
be
also see a
haunting him.
recreation of the White Dragon.
We could.
So,
I mean, he's not really flashback. It's more like he's already in his head and he's just gonna, mess with it.
no, but somebody like picks up the suit and turns.
Oh,
it.
yeah. I know about that part. Yeah.
Well, I guess
get
all
you.
his followers are kind of dead, though.
Not necessarily.
Not all of them. Not all of them are dead.
I thought
I
Economos
mean, it
kind
was
of
like
gunned him down.
It was like a decent like hit squad. I mean, he's not all of them.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's probably not every single one.
I mean, come on. You think that small group is gonna be like his whole following cult?
Dude, white
I mean, we
supremacists
know
aren't
of
around
at
anymore.
least 3 chicks in the group,
That's true.
and I think only one of them died.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So a female White Dragon.
Oh God.
I mean, they
They're
could
gonna
probably
end
do the
up
whole woke female
together.
dragon thing if they want to, but yeah.
Oh God. That's
They
not
could do it.
woke
They
at
could
all.
probably do that.
That's not woke at all. That's fucked up. It's still white supremacism. I love that
mean,
you
they're
say it's
always either-
woke though, because it's like
Pushing boundaries. That's what they're going to try
Yeah.
to do. Whatever it is, they're going to push boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna add a female role to something. You know how it is. Most shows be doing
Oh,
that
that's
stuff.
funny as fuck. Oh man. Okay. Well. Yeah.
Final
let's-
rating.
Oh, let's do it out of 5. Yeah, let's do our ultra scale review. I'm giving it a 5. This series is fantastic.
Oh.
I think I'm the only one to give a 5 so far in the How Bad Was It series or on anything we've covered so far. And I'm going to do it again right here, right now.
Giving it a 5.
Yep.
Feel it?
Well, was it an ultra show?
Yeah, it was. You
What?
know it. You know it in your heart. You know deep down.
Like, off the top of my head, I want to give it a 5.
Mm-hmm.
But like sitting there, like thinking about it, it's like, well, I probably have to watch it again. But tentatively, I'll give it a 5.
Yes.
All
Let's
right,
go.
there it
2
is.
ultras. All right.
Again, I'll probably have to watch it again because, like, who knows if like watching it a second time or third time it still holds up.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like,
I think it does. I've watched it twice.
Of course you did.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nightwolf.
William,
All
nice
right. Well, William Nightwolf. Who is it? Who is it?
William Wolf.
There you go. Oh, I actually like that name. All right. I love the series overall. Yeah, the 80s music, the whole 80s nostalgia music, everything. The mini comic size that they make fun of each other and everything. The surprise cameo at the end and everything was awesome as well. I'll be with you guys. I'll give it a 5 as well.
Let's go. 5s all around. This is our first ultra show.
ultra film.
Oh, not our
Show.
first ultra
Ultra-
film show.
Ultra commodity.
Exactly.
Ooh.
I give it a 5.
Yeah, it's great. We recommend it 100%. I'm gonna be writing a review for it here soon to throw up on our maybe soon website. At least on our Facebook page, we'll have it. I can't tell you anything more than that, but yeah, we love the show. It's been great. We're super excited for season 2. We can't wait, and we wish it was here sooner. We wish it was
Now,
out
when you say
now.
website, do you mean OnlyFans?
No. What the hell? We don't have an
I
OnlyFans.
think it's going to be a .net or .org because I would imagine the .com is already taken.
I'm gonna actually look right now. Actually, just to look. Watch there be nothing. Oh God! Don't go! Don't go! Don't go! Don't go! Don't go! Don't go!
Ultra Films or Ultra Film?
Ultra Films. Don't go.
Is it
It's
not safe for work?
It is a 18+ website.
Got it. Not safe for work. What about Ultra Film?
Let me look. Oh God.
It is also not safe for work website.
Oh God.
Wait, is parked free?
Not
courtesy
secured.
of GoDaddy.
Oh. I guess we could do that. I don't know.
Ultrafilm.com.
We probably should avoid that. Because if people type in Ultra Films on accident and go to the wrong website, oh God, I don't want to know what that's going to do to us. Anyways,
Well.
we might have a website up soon. We don't know what it's going to be called yet, but we'll let you know as soon as we figure it out. Where we're going to be just putting our reviews like this into little articles. Don't go. Well, God, dude, that's so embarrassing. Oh God, we can't do ultrafilms.com unless we steal the site from them. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's our review of Peacemaker. I think it's fitting though that we find out that information on this review for this show. So
Yeah.
Only us, guys. Only us.
God damn it. Anyways, thank you very much for listening and watching to this episode of the Irresponsible Comic Book Podcast. We will be seeing you all later in future videos. We're working on some stuff for Rick and Morty right now. Well, I say me.
You're working.
I'm working on Rick and Morty stuff right now. I'm working on stuff for this show called Murderville, which is pretty great. And then we have some other solo content coming out. Look at your hat there, Dylan. He's going to be reviewing Legends of Vox
I'm
Machina.
part of the crew.
Yeah, he is. He actually works on the show, so he's going to be reviewing it from an insider's perspective. Just kidding.
Yep.
It was from Kickstarter. I got
Yeah.
one of the $10 million worth of Kickstarter. That was
Yep.
Nice.
So yeah, but we're very, very excited to cover some more stuff and be covering Moon Knight here at the end of March. I'm going to be covering The Flash here in like the next week or so. So we got a lot of stuff coming out here soon. So stay tuned for all that.
Keep on rolling.
And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Like, comment, subscribe.
And kiss your grandma. Bye.
I can't do that.